Hi everyone, it's Louisa. Welcome to Unlocked, the show that decodes companies. Today I receive Anne-Laure and Morgan from LVMH and we'll talk exclusively about Spring, their new graduate program. So what's that program, how to integrate it and what are the opportunities? We'll see that in details. But also you can directly send your questions in our Instagram at jobteaser_. Do not hesitate to send them. We will answer to all of your DM during the show. You are watching Unlocked, but first let's start with Pitch Me That. Okay. Hi Anne-Laure, hi Morgan, how are you?
Hi Lisa, how are you?
Fine, thank you. So Anne-Laure, you are Employer Branding Director in LVMH.
That's right.
And you came with Morgan, and Morgan, you are Project Manager Client Experience Sephora.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah, that's right.
So Morgan, you know that you'll have to pitch LVMH in 1 minute. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
When you want.
Okay. So Louisa, LVMH is an incredible ecosystem of 75 houses across 6 different business sectors. So it's not only about fashion and jewelry, it's also Fenty Beauty, Sephora of course, entertainment and media. We're bringing together 160,000 employees who all shared the values of creativity, innovation, excellence and entrepreneurial spirit. If you work at LVMH, it means that each day you're given the means to push the boundaries, to reach for the sky. It doesn't matter which challenge you're here for. You can be there to create awesome products or to craft the next customer experiences of tomorrow, to always stay on top of market trends. So whatever you're here for, you will be super happy at LVMH.
Congratulations, you succeed in less than 1 minute. Congratulations. So today you're looking for young talents to integrate your new graduate program. So we'll see what kind of profile you're looking for, but also what do you offer to young talents in this graduate program. Let's see that in details. So Anne-Laure, what about this graduate program? What about Spring?
So Spring is a brand new program, Louisa, and I would like to say that it's exactly hearing Morgan, describe the huge diversity we have at LVMH and the 6 sectors. We really wanted to create something where graduates can really discover that. Today, our recruitment policy is maison by maison, so it's a very decentralized process, and we thought, well, how can we create something unique, exceptional, where graduates are going to have the opportunity to join the group and discover in 3 years the diversity that we can offer? So that was the principles, at the beginning of Spring. So what graduates will have the opportunity to discover is, among 3 years, discover 3 of our maisons in 3 different functions. And really the aim is for them to get immersed in our universe, discover the huge opportunities at LVMH. We also hope to discover some métier or maison they would not have thought that would be interesting for them. And with the objective of becoming one of our managers, one of our leaders, so I would say managers at the end of the program and one of our leaders in the mid to long term. So really exceptional program.
Can you tell us more about their 3 different functions that they will experience?
We wanted the program to be really in line with our development strategy, meaning that there is no unique path of development. So it's not one size fits all. It's going to be really à la carte program, meaning that students are going to be able to choose within 3 different types of functions. It can be about the product, for example, a job in marketing, in digital. It can be about retail or sales, being, for example, an e-commerce assistant, junior manager. It can be about production or supply chain, plus a strategic mission that they will have to take that could be shadowing a CEO, that could be a mission at corporate level, for example, to discover more of a transversal mission experience at group level.
All right, we'll take the first question from Thibaut. He wants to know, does the graduate program offer communication, brand strategy positions?
Yes, it will be part of one of the 3 missions. I would say really the aim of the program is to recruit, develop our future leaders, our future general manager. So I would recommend that if you, Thibaut, you really have the willingness to become, I would say, communication manager, maybe the program is not the right fit, and we have a lot of different opportunities, and we hire like more than 1,000 of new graduates at group level every year. This program is really for people who want to take risks and to discover new things. So among the 3 years, you will have to do supply chain, retail, marketing, strategy. It's not just going to be about 3 missions in communication. It will have to be diverse.
All right. Morgan, you participated in the Sephora graduate program, right? Can you tell us more about your experience?
Yes, so I started in product development, working for Sephora collection. Then I moved to digital. I then took a trip to Madrid in Spain to work in category management. And then I moved back to the headquarters, to a store as a store manager for Sephora. And then I took my permanent position in customer experience strategy.
All right. To speak about Spring, they will have the promise to sign a contract of a manager after those 3 years. What kind of profile are you looking for?
I would say we're looking for a very diverse crowd of people. We want people, as Morgane was saying, obviously in line with our values. So we want people really passionate about what they want to do, driven by excellence, wanting to take risks and to act as an entrepreneur, because it's really what's at core of the group. Then it's very open. I mean, we're not looking at specific schools in particular, so anyone is entitled to apply. I would say we had to set up a few criteria. So the only rules, I would say, it's to have a master degree by June 2020, or have maximum 2 years of experience, not including internships or apprenticeships, because we want the same kind of people in the program. We'll be hiring about 15 people for the first promotion, and again, it's a pilot, so we might evolve that in the years to come. We want people very fluent in English and really able to work in English. I'm going to say French is not mandatory, because sometimes people feel that for working at LVMH you have to speak French. No, I mean that rule is not, so you can speak, if you speak English, obviously French, Italian, Chinese, other languages are going to be a plus. And we want, again, for this pilot year, to have people with a visa work permit for France or Italy, because the 3 rotations are going to be happening in the same country, so whether France or Italy. Again, for the first pilot.
And during those 3 years, they will experiment different kind of initiatives, such as entrepreneurial one. You told me about DARE, or Les Journées Particulières.
Yeah. Obviously, we want these 15 people to experience what the group has to offer. So on top of their different rotations, they will have the opportunity to take part to Vivatech, for example, to Les Journées Particulières, which is, like older houses opening our doors. For example, DARE, it's an internal open innovation program. So these people will have the opportunity to do that as well with our other employees. So it's going to be a full, I would say, immersion into our group and all the amazing things that you can do.
Morgan, what is your best memory during your graduate program?
So I think my best memory was my experience as a store manager. So as Anne-Laure was saying, you really need to be curious, to be open-minded, to try new things. And even though I have to admit that I had some fears in the beginning to work in a store, that's really where I discovered that you get to meet your clients, to understand their needs, and that's where really all the things that you have worked on at the headquarters come to life. So my best memory is definitely spending 6 months in a store. It's really where the heart of your maison beats. So if I have one advice for the applicants, it's really to seize the opportunity to have a practical, a hands-on experience, a field experience.
All right, we'll take another question from Romane. She wants to know, is Spring only takes place in France, or is there some jobs abroad?
So the 3 rotations, so for 3 years, you'll be working either in France. So if you start your first rotation, the 3 rotations will happen in France, but you'll have, again, the diversity of 3 maisons and 3 functions. Or if you start in Italy, you'll do the same 3 times in Italy, but again, diversity in the maison and the functions. On top of that, we know that it's key for these 15 students or graduates at the time to experience what's driving our business, meaning the USA and China. So we'll offer them the opportunity during the whole month of July, the first year, to be immersed in the USA for a full program with more of a an immersion in the culture, in the local business, meeting our local people, our local partners, but also to learn more about communication, management, leadership, which are going to be key in terms of soft skills if we want them to grow and become a manager. And the second year to go to China, which is going to be also, I mean, a key driver. So it's going to be on top of what they do with the mission.
Okay. Another one. Cynthia wants to know if I would like to know if graduate students with no experience in the luxe industry could participate to Sprint.
Yes, definitely yes. I think this program is an amazing opportunity for you to discover everything we have and really to take risks, to try new things. So obviously, if you haven't been working in luxury, come join us and see what it's like. You know, you're going to be, I think, very surprised.
And Morgan, how would you describe LVMH work culture?
So really the 4 values that are at the core of LVMH, I think, are respected in every day. What's also very vibrant is the passion and the energy that everyone shares in the group. I think it's really what unites all of us throughout all the different maisons that we have. So I've experienced work not only at Sephora, but also at Christian Dior Couture as an intern and at Parfum Christian Dior. And I think that's really something I have found, that everyone is super passionate about learning. You have people with a strong drive. And I think also everyone is super performance oriented. So if you'd like to learn, it's a great place to grow.
And speaking about learning, they will have a mentor and an HR community with them, right?
Yeah, we have planned everything, and we think it's a key element of the program to be really sponsored, mentored. So the 15 people will have a mentor who's going to be someone at senior level and really following their development, their journey along the 3 years. We'll have HR people really dedicated to also following the journey they have within the group, as they're going to be changing maison and functions. And at each adventure, each mission, they will have obviously a manager really having at heart to grow them and to challenge and to develop them. So it's going to be a full, I would say, team really dedicated to this program.
Christophe wants to know what happens after the traineeship, so they can choose a maison and a function.
So it's, if I may correct something, it's not a traineeship, it's a CDI, it's a permanent job. So as when you sign the contract for spring, you're already a full-time employee with the group, and you can start your first 3 years with 3 different adventures. So it's not an internship, it's not an apprenticeship, it's a real job. The only thing is you start with this diversity and this really exposure to the diversity of our group, and then after the 3 years you get to a management position that you'll be able to choose. And again, we have no one-size-fits-all, so it will really depend on what the person is going to be interested in, what he or she will have discovered along the 3 years, and also the opportunities that we'll have at that time of the program.
And Isabella is wondering, are there 3 houses already defined, or we can choose which ones we would like to?
You will choose. It's really à la carte. We're going to be asking our maison to give us some adventures for you. So when you sign the contract, if you're one of the 15 lucky people, you'll have a list, and you'll be able to choose the maison and the function you want to start with, and it's going to be the same year after year. So yeah, you will definitely be able to choose. And again, if we have 15 people in the program, we won't have 15 same path. It's going to be really different from one person to the other.
All right. Well, now as experts, I guess you have tips to succeed at job interview. Let's see that. So what about the recruitment process? It starts in February 10th, right?
Yeah, so a few more days to get ready. We're very excited to launch the application on Monday. I think it should be open by midday, I would say, just for the time for the website to be ready. So applications are going to be available on lvmh.com. And obviously, people are going to be able to apply through Job Teaser, for example. So it's going to be advertised. Applications are going to be open for about a month. So from February 10th to March 12th. So during this time, application on the website. And then we'll have obviously a pretty selective process, but really based on the personality, on competencies. We have defined the ideal profile that we would be looking for. So first step is going to be a digital assessment. It's going to be more about, again, personality, fit with our values, logical, numerical competencies, and that's going to be online in March for a few days. So people being eligible are going to be passing these tests. Then people passing the test are going to be able to have a video interview with our teams between mid-March and beginning of April. And then the people passing the video interviews are going to be invited for an assessment center in Paris. That's going to happen on April 23rd or 28th or 29th. So we'll have mostly 3 sessions, and then we aim at signing contracts in May, which is going to give us time, or give graduates time to choose their adventures, I would say in June or July, within a list that we'll be giving to them.
And Morgan, how would you say to students how they can prepare themselves to these interviews?
Yeah, I think it can be a little bit stressful. I went through a similar recruitment process myself. And I have to say that the assessment center was actually my best memory of it, because it wasn't like a bad stress atmosphere. All the recruiters were very curious about us, very open-minded. And as LVMH is now looking for its next generation of leaders, they're mostly looking for personalities, for people with very good soft skills. So I think my best advice would be to enjoy the process, be very authentic, don't hesitate to start networking, and most of all, show that you have a willingness to grow with the group, with LVMH, and just have fun, show that you have drive. Of course, know about all the latest facts about the group, that's for sure, but really just enjoy it, think out of the box and show your differentiation.
All right. We have a question from Landry. He wants to know, how do the digital test and the assessment center looks like?
Digital test is going to be, I think, pretty simple. Most of like students today might have taken one way or the other. I think when you go to universities, schools, it's something you're pretty prepared, I guess, for. I would say nothing to prepare, as we're going to be really testing your personality and if you have a fit with what we're looking for. So nothing specific, just be yourself. So it's going to be a few questions, and it's mobile, so it's pretty easy and short to take. Assessment centers might be a mix of interviews, group exercises, discovery of our group. We'll probably have, like senior leaders of the group being there and being able to share also about their experience. So I think what Morgan was saying, it's going to be also, I think, a nice time to discover the group, to discover our people, to spend a nice time. And I really want to say that whether you're selected or not for this program, as we only have 15 seats to start with, we have plenty of other opportunities. So I think it's also a way for discovering things and being able to apply for other positions potentially.
And which soft skills should they highlight? And that's a question from Shelley.
Again, maybe Morgan, what you were saying before.
I think the best way to define the soft skills is to think yourself about what is your ideal manager. So I think you should show humility. For instance, if you are assigned to group projects, make sure that you lead the group, but in a positive, in a constructive way. Do not try to show everyone all that you know. What's really important is to be, of course, different, but to be someone that people want to work with, mostly.
And we were speaking about that right before the show, but what about the dress code?
The dress code, don't worry too much, it's you don't have to be as if you were going to a fashion show. Morgan said we're not just about fashion, and I think some people might have, the the cliche that you have to be dressed like a fashionista. It's not the case at all, because we have such a diversity of maison. Just be, you know, like in a business, I would say, professional attire. So it can be a jacket, a skirt, a pant. I mean, nothing special. Just be, you know, professional.
And a technical question: how can they highlight their resume, for instance?
You mean for the whole...
For the application.
They can't, and it's the beauty of, I mean, we really want a diverse, I would say, promotion. So we won't be looking at CVs, at least in the first place. It might be something we consider once we are going to be at the assessment center, but we won't be looking at the CVs, which is why having a previous experience, for example, in luxury, can help you in terms of how you're going to be responding to, I don't know, questions, how you're going to be analyzing a situation, but we won't be selecting someone because he or she has been working in the luxury industry before. So it's more up to how you're going to use this experience. I think that's really the way to see that.
And Morgan, according to you, what makes the process exciting?
I think it's really inspiring to see recruiters from all these different maisons, and also one very important thing that I have experienced at Sephora with my promotion of graduates is that we really created a promotion of 8 persons, and we really like each other, we always help each other. So we started building our network from the recruitment day. So.
And the last question from Charlene, she wants to know, is a cover letter required?
Is a what, sorry?
A cover letter.
No, in the first questionnaire that's going to be open on Monday, it's just a small open question about your motivation to join the program. So it's not a cover letter per se. It's just a few words, you know, describing in your words, and I think it has to be in English, as you know, we're requesting for English, why you're interested. But it doesn't have to be, you know, like 50 lines long, something. It can be pretty short, but really giving your, you know, your feeling about what you're looking for.
All right. Now we'll spend the last 3 minutes together. This is your last chance to convince them to join you. Let's do that. So who wants to start to convince them for the last time?
I would say all the people we've been talking to internally, and I would say has been like more experienced people already working for the LVMH group, are so jealous of the 15 people we're going to be recruiting. I haven't seen anyone not wishing to be 20, 25 years younger to be able to apply. No, and I'm not kidding. It's like everyone is so jealous, saying, how can I apply? Even though, you know, they're already 40, 45, 50 years old. So I think it's a unique chance. It has never been done before. Whether you're already interested in our sectors, you know, you want to work for one of our maisons or not, unique chance to experience something very different in 3 years. And as Morgane was saying, even if you think retail is not for you, it's just a 1-year adventure, right? And then you can switch. So for people being curious, wanting diversity, wanting a management position, I think it's an amazing program.
Morgan,
yes, I think Anne-Laure summed it up pretty well, but one thing that you could add is that in just 3 years, they're going to learn so much, they're going to maximize their learning curve, and they're going to have the chance to grasp so many things about LVMH that otherwise it would take maybe 10 years to understand, whereas here in just 3 years, they will learn so much and then will be granted a landing position with a managerial component. So I really think that if you're eager to learn, eager to join the group, it's a great chance to seize.
All right, so applications will be available on Monday.
Monday.
Right. So you at home, you can apply at lvmh.com. Thank you both.
Thank you, Louisa,
for being here.
Thank you.
And you at home, remember Monday, lvmh.com. See you very soon for a new live.